Restlos ausverkauft.
Okay, thanks all for joining us for this panel. I am Jeff. I lead Web3 and emerging technology for Vismazar. And today's panel, so can crypto stems be considered a new market? It's all about a fascinating question. Are crypto stems just a hype? Or are we seeing the rise of new collectors market? So that's the question we will try to answer today. Moments ago, we just heard a brilliant keynote from Luc Mangin, one of the most dedicated crypto stamps collector in Europe, in the world.
I'm a big collector.
And to go further, we are joined by Marcus Butcher from Dutch Post, Julian Jordan from the Swiss Post, and Leonard Chu from the Austrian Post. So let's start right where we were left off with Luc. So you've been collecting stamps for over 50 years or something. Can you share a little bit with us how you first discovered crypto stamps and what made you decide they were worth collecting?
Yeah, like you see, it's very simple to give the word to the senior because all around they are just young in crypto stamp. I have collect stamps since 52 years now, and I found on crypto stamp in 2021 by a very, not because I discovered crypto stamp, but because my son, who finished his study, launched his own NFT. And when he bring the wages of my wife in 1 week, I said, oh. And I Googled his stamp and crypto. And in 2021, Austria already launched, Swiss already launched, and the first country started. And I see this new market, and it's why I start crypto stamp. I really enjoy wire, because it's like a game. You have like an S-stamp, you have 1 to 10,000, you have something unique. You have a game. When you open the packet, like a Pokemon desk, you don't know what you discover. It's a fun. And you have all the evolution on technology you can have, and all the free here have very different strategy, and do some very, I just love what they do. And each time country launch a crypto stamp, it's a discover on clever, on marketing, and on idea.
So it was like a natural evolution for you to collect crypto stamps after collecting stamps, physical stamps.
And I stopped to collect stamps. Cannot do the both.
So you guys, you've all launched like a crypto stamps initiative in your country, a program. So how does your vision align with Luc just described as a collector? Can you share a little bit with us? Maybe we can start with you, Marcus. So are you targeting, like, maybe rephrasing the question, but are you targeting the same collector like Luc, or what's your vision for crypto stamps?
Yes. We observed that the traditional collecting of stamps should evolve a little bit, and we observed when we started in 2022, 2023, beginning of the year, that there is an interesting in the market. And our idea was to address new customers, of course. So to add a technical feature, because there are people who are interested in digital art, who are interested in blockchain technology, and it was the idea to address also these people, because it seems to be a demand for this market. So, and therefore we developed our crypto stamp, and of course we had an eye on our traditional collectors, because it's still the biggest group of our buyers there, and we have to find a way to satisfy both of these groups. And that was a chance, an opportunity, and we took it for that. And I think it's right what Luc says. It's a natural evolvement.
Leonard, maybe you can share. I think you were the first, at least in Europe, to launch the crypto stamps.
So the story is quite funny, because the Austrian Post always issued special stamps, like already 20 years ago they began to release stamps in special materials. For example, we released a stamp that was made of the uniform of the post delivery guys, or we had a collaboration with Swarovski and we had stamps with crystals on it. And in 2019 we had the topic of digital collectible next, and that's why we thought about 2018, how can a digital collectible look and how can we make sure that you really own the digital collectible. And so we found out about NFT technology, and yeah, we released 150,000 pieces in June 2019, and they were sold out in 1-2 weeks. And yeah, then the story began. Also quite fun, we released them on the Ethereum blockchain, so like 1 year later this wasn't doable anymore because the transaction fees would be too high. So that makes this collection more unique, the first crypto stamp, because you couldn't do it nowadays, 150,000 pieces on the Ethereum blockchain.
Maybe Marcus, if you can pass the mic. Yes. Julien, what about the Swiss Post?
Yeah, I can only second what Marcus said from the German aspect. We also see it's a thin line to walk in between the traditional original collectors, so to say, of stamps. They have different needs from the new market that we kind of enter with the crypto stamp, where it's, I'd like to say, some kind of a younger audience that we address with it. Like the crypto and NFT crowd are younger per se. So it's a mix of finding a good line in between, definitely, yes.
So actually that's a good transition, because you are all talking about attracting like new generations. So let's go to like, let's say part 2 of our panel. It's like, who's really buying? Who's really buying your crypto stamp? Is it really like the target you were aiming at, like the NFT collectors, or are there like really younger generation? I remember when we were the prep call together, you mentioned you wanted to attract new generation, but is it really the case? Who's buying crypto stamps?
Yes, definitely we have some new customers now who are buying the stamps, but the majority is still, of course, the traditional collector. So they are buying it because they would like to have all stamps released from Germany, and that's the main reason. And it's a small but growing group. And it's interesting to see that also a part of the traditional collectors starts to interest themselves for the technology and try it out. So I think we have to find a way to address the new groups. Maybe we are not in the perfect way right now. Maybe it's not well known enough. So we have to work on it. But we are going in the way we expected.
What about you, Luke? You've seen probably, traditional physical collector. Are there like new people coming via crypto stamps?
Yeah, I will answer differently. I on board of huge philately association called Philapostel, and on Gafil was another philatelic. And at the first time, I showed Christophe, they said, this is no philately. Get lost. Get lost. I said, no, it's a stamp, I send it, and I show you. And I have to prove it to do my first philatelic exhibition with crypto stamp, I think 3 years ago in Paris. And they said, maybe there's something. And now I see the total evolution of the philatelic market. The traditional doesn't want to kill anymore. They respect. They have a huge gap. The middle age is 70 years old. Most never use the web. They ever use buy online. And when the French launch is the first NFT, they just not understand at all. And now, on the evolution, the French Federation of Philatelic Associations is the federation of all the associations, just create the new commission of crypto stamp, the first federation. So now, what's a commission philatelic? In philatelic, you have some challenge when you have competition between philatelic. So we open the crypto stamp challenge in France And my mission is to learn to the judge to see how is the crypto stamp and how he can quote it for the competition. So you have the 80% of the traditional never goes to crypto stamp. And we discover a new market. People never known from the association coming and very young. And this is the people, it's like you, it's your age, coming and not for the stamp. And something I think very new too, take the Polish Association. A Polish Association, they just NFT. They buy the stamp, but I'm sure they put it on the box. But they want the NFT. So you have a different way. And maybe I can ask to the three posts here, what, 1/3, 40% of new you never know before? No? Is it something like that?
Yeah, what about
the
Swiss?
new customers? It's the young one coming with crypto stamp. On your target, it's 40, 30%, 50% of new people. It's new. You have a new market coming. Australia is is a leader, so
Quite a big amount are the old philatelists, like they stayed from the traditional collecting and joined the crypto stamp collecting.
Right.
And then we have a lot crypto people, international crypto people that want to complete the collection. And we have also very normal people that are just curious with the crypto stamp, that came new to the topic, that didn't have anything to do with crypto before or with philately. And because it's a very new product in itself, it attracts a lot of new people.
What about you, Julian? Is it the same?
Pretty much the same, yeah. I was surprised at a moment that we have such a big group of the traditional collectors because, as you said before, some of the traditional collectors at the beginning, they were quite skeptical, didn't really want to have anything to do with it or didn't accept it in the beginning. And now there's a big base of the audience is the traditional collectors. But it is a good mix. There's new people coming in as well, so that's good to see as well.
So just on my personal view, I never collected stamps, but this morning I just bought like my first crypto stamps here at the conference. I encourage you to go to the booth, to the crypto stamps corner to buy maybe your first one. And I think Leonard, you probably have something to announce.
You also bought the newest collection.
Yeah, and I bought the new one, the new collection.
Today we launched a new collection together with Hakatao. And we have 4 motifs, and the story is about always with Hakatao. This is already our second collection, and the story is always about Austrian cultural figures. And this time it's Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and Hedy Lamarr and the different personalities. And there are 4 different physical motifs, and you can scan them, and you have the different NFT rarities. And yeah, we are already, I got the message like 1 hour ago, we are already more than 50% sold out. So, and yeah, we have still some at the booth. And you also get a poster if you buy the complete set. And maybe a t-shirt if we still have some left.
yeah.
But congratulations, that's crazy. I think also we heard from Swani, the French initiative. They sold out like in 5 minutes this morning. The pack, so it's just like crazy. What are you following? In terms of the crypto stamps. Maybe we can get an idea of the percentage of crypto stamps compared to traditional stamps. Physical stamps collector? Is it like, I don't know, 10% of the market? Is it 5%? What's roughly the idea of crypto stamps? And also, are you seeing like meaningful revenue from the crypto stamps?
Yeah, I think it's maybe near 10% new customer groups, especially for the crypto stamps. So the rest, the 90% are traditional collectors. But of course, it's also some new revenue because the digital features have a value and customers are willing to pay for it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so the business model is profitable, and like maybe the last 2 years were more hard in the bear market. But like the crypto cycles, it's also moving with the Bitcoin price, and and yeah, the crypto prices in general. And we have a very loyal collector base, and these held us through the bear market because they collect every stamp, and even when the NFT interest was at the lowest point, they bought all the crypto stamps, so we are very happy about our community. And yeah, it's working very well for the Austrian Post with the crypto stamp, and there are a lot of new things coming in the next years.
Julian, what about you?
Yeah, first it's also, I mean, if you compare the markets, it's a different number set, so to say. Like we have 1 to 2, maybe sometimes 3 crypto stamps per year, whereas we have 50 stamps in general. So it's a different aspect there. After all, we are a business, so of course, like there's revenue coming in as well. But I think the main focus is to get a new market excited about stamps as well, and about philately and what we're doing. So that's always kind of like been the main focus.
And so maybe for all of you, like, do you think there are like a competition between like digital and physical stamp collection? Is it like some type of competition between the two? Because it depends. You said some programs are both physical and digital.
No.
Some programs are just like digital. So just
No,
tell us a little bit more.
I will answer. It's not competition. It's complementary. Because when you will have in September 5 countries, Austria, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Portugal, we will launch same day, same time stamp. But the stamp, when you buy it, is to send it on your country, not to sell on another country. So it's not a competition. When I bought a German, it's for collection, and it's full margin for German. So it's complementary and not competition. On the idea, you have marketing competition to find the best way to sell. That's another way, it's marketing way, but not on positionment. When I bought some Austria, it's just for collection, or Switzerland, it's just for collection. It's not a competition between posts. After they can challenge, I sell more than yours on my country, but they don't go to another country to sell the stamp. That's why the term of competition is not right.
Yeah, I see. So yes, evolution and complementary between physical and digital. Yeah, see the same for you?
I would definitely say it's complementing each other and not in competition, because you do have the physical stamp that you can collect, and it's a collectible per se, as it has always been, and you on top of that get the digital asset that you can also collect. So it's two worlds in one, so to say. So it's definitely, for me, it's complementing each other. Yes.
I would confirm also, it's definitely complementary. I can say we will definitely not lose any traditional collector because of a crypto stamp from another country, for example. So it's available worldwide, but it's complementary. They are not in concurrence to each other.
You touched a little bit, Luc, about traditional collectors. How, like, from various countries, how did they first react when you launched the crypto stamps initiatives? Was it like mixed feelings? Like completely no. What's this? So digital crypto. Now we more saying digital stamps instead of crypto stamps. What was the first reaction?
So some of the old philatelists, a minor part, they hate crypto stamps because they want a stamp like in the old way and everything the same, and that they can put it in their collector's album. But most of the old philatelists are happy that there is innovation in the stamp market and that we get new people in the stamp market, so most of the people are happy that the crypto stamp exists.
Yes, we have in fact different groups. Some of the traditional collectors are very open-minded and start to use technology. And we have other traditional collectors who may be afraid that they are missing something, but they won't use it. So they say, no, don't make crypto stamps. It's just more expensive to collect that. But I think it will have its way.
Do you want to add something, or your line? Yeah, your line. You raised also an interesting point during our prep call, Marcus. It's about like compliance or regulation. Like regulation sometimes limits what you want to do. Can you give us some example, idea you had and you were kind of blocked?
Yes.
At this point?
Yes, of course, we have some regulations, sometimes by law, of course. I can say it's on 3 levels. The first level is in our own company. Because we are a postal service, we have to do crypto stamps and not crypto anything. So that's the first restriction. The more important is national restrictions, because we are aligned to the Ministry of Finance, what it's doing to stamps. And therefore, for example, we cannot show pictures of living persons. But the idea to present sports stars or music artists, something like this, it's very interesting for fans, but it's not usable for a stamp, because it's forbidden. And the last level is the European government, of course. We have an eye on. There is the regulations for markets and crypto assets. And therefore you have an eye on it if you are combining something with additional features. Especially if they have some monetary value, then you have to be careful if you have products that is under regulation. So that's also a restriction.
What about you guys in Austria and Switzerland?
I mean, I second that.
Is it a bit more, I would say, like open than in Germany, like in Switzerland, or
Not that much. No, we
Okay.
have similar regulations, and it's also we had, for example, you noticed a change in the model we had, like but from the first crypto stamp moving onward. There's also regulations talking about if it's like close to a lottery, for example, with rare examples of stamps, and then you don't know what you buy, and then sometimes it's rare, sometimes it's not. We had to pay attention to that as well because some of the regulatory grounds that were set. So.
Yeah, it's also a big issue for the Austrian Post. So, like with the legal department, with the tax department, with everything, you have to establish the processes in the company. And for example, the example with the on-chain store, there are many processes you have to set up in the company, because we have this on-chain store. You can buy a crypto stamp with cryptocurrency. But you have then to establish these processes, for example, with the tax department. You get cryptocurrency from the customers, you sell them at some point, and you make tax gains or losses, capital gains or losses. Then the tax department has to check the gains, has to report it. Then also the guys in the warehouse, you need to tell them how our on-chain stamp works, because they get some data, and then they have to go to some place and find the on-chain stamp, and it's not like the typical way of ordering some product. And also the legal department is a big issue, because we already had a lot of more deeper and creative ideas, but you're so restricted by the legal department, and there's always a new law. Also with the MiCA law, you have to check if everything is fits with the law. So there are so many points, and yeah, it's pretty much work.
Pretty tough sometimes, yeah. We're talking like right now, like each crypto stamps is linked to national issuer. Here we have Germany, Swiss, Austria. And to all of you, do you see a future where we'll have a unified kind of platform where you issue like your stamps in something global and unified in the market? Interoperable, international crypto stamps, do you see a future like this, or still like national issuer?
I can answer. I have an answer on that. You have an organization called Universal Postal Union, who will launch at the end of the year the Academy of Crypto Stamp to help the postal operator for regulation and law, because we are not equal on this way at all. and provide UPU reference industrial web all the posts. The big post, like here, don't need UPU to do the cool stuff. But you have 192 posts all through the world, and now you have a focus at the higher level with this institution called UPU. So after, I don't know if one base is what you question, create one base. You have one catalog, but you don't have the same blockchain. So how to create a same blockchain? If you want to call to Tezos, to GFIN, to Polygon, it's just impossible. Impossible for the NFT.
Yeah.
And after international collector, it's a new market. The national collector grow and grow well, but international, you have maybe 10% of the crypto stamp collector of the market who do international. So I don't know if we need an international base, but they already have a catalog, so they know how to do it. And after, you have to think of two things. The second market,